I am the breath of all life, come down from the heavens to sow upon the good soil of my Father's field. Truly I tell you, all those who do not glean me, breathing me in, and join with me, shall die. Once again I tell you, that if you do not eat the bread of all life, you shall die. That which I shall sow is my Father's holy winter wheat. Once planted, even the littlest seed is concealed amid the masses of soil and other seeds. Yet silently they strive within the soil, and then, after a time, the first glimpse of life, and life everlasting, as the gardener pours out the living water all around and about his field. Indeed, for my flock drinks of my cup, and this is the welling up, which is the strengthening by my Father. Then out comes the shoot. At this point, the wind begins to direct the ways of the wheat itself in a quite miraculous fashion, and the head is born. At long last, the wheat has become agreeable in accordance with my Father and his will. Finally comes the harvest, which is the revocable seal of immortality, though some may say the gifts of God are irrevocable. It is God's will which is sovereign, not the will of mankind, who exists only for the blink of an eye, wishing that they themselves were God, hating the fact of God's preeminent existence. So be wise, my beloved. Do not think within yourselves as in the days of our youth. Any thoughts like, I don't want to live forever, or I don't want heaven. For, plainly I tell you, a numberless sum of men have believed such folly, only to in later years regret their own thoughts and plead before the mercies of God himself, unto which, sadly, some of these go unanswered. Though mankind will tell you, God believes what I believe, or such foolishness as, if I forgive, then God forgives, which would mean the I dictates unto God. And I ask you, what kind of pseudo-faith is that, where mankind hath faith in its own ability, elevating itself unto God? Blind fools, how is it that the concept of God acting as God himself is lost without a great uproar? For the house of Israel has fallen into a trap, a deception. Woe unto those who do not calculate the cost of a thing before engaging in it. For if they knew the cost, plainly I tell you, not one would fall into such a whimsical self-belief. Can you pick me out of 316 and the 30,000 me's which are indeed not me? For if you pick the me which is in fact you or another, you shall not live. But if you can, with God, pick the great I am as your one true me, then you shall live. Do not be fooled by the little children dancing and singing loudly in the crossroads, being tossed to and fro like babes from one doctrine unto the next. Instead, place your trust in the only one worthy of trust, God himself. Take heart, my beloved children, and know that I am with you always, until the end of the ages. Know in your heart that the deepest form of all truth is that with God all things are possible. And my flock shall glean the hidden knowledge of the kingdom of heaven. At that time, what is of man and what is of God shall be evident unto them, not as one and the same, nor as God catering unto man's forgiveness, nor their ever-changing ways and will, but God as God himself, standing eternally as the one true sovereign will above all creation. Therefore, what it means to be a vassal pleasing unto God cannot be our own will, nor our own beliefs, but rather the full surrender of our own free will unto the will and the beliefs of God, to bow low before him and his holy ways, unto the head of all creation, which is the Father, the source of the signs of heaven. This is what it means to love God. Therefore, if the Father of light whispers, there I shall go, much like a reed swayed by the wind, unto the point at which my will shall imitate his own, to his glory and my own. For I myself, being a stalk of wheat, established upon the field of my Father, this ministry is what seemed best to me.